pimp player.
It's the gruesome twosome.
That's a good nickname, the gruesome twosome.
That's from It's Always Sunny.
Who is that? Is that
Frank and Charlie?
Well, I just called you pimp player. We're wearing matching shirts
and headphones.
Oh shit! Wow. What are the odds?
Great talks from there.
Sound check. Testing. It's just me. This is gonna be fine.
I have an idea for the intro.
Yeah.
We should be famous cartoon or otherwise bears, but on cocaine. We'll pretend like we're at like this New Year's, like an 80s New York party.
I like it. So who we got?
There's
Smokey the Bear, Yogi Bear, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, there's Winnie.
There's 3.
I feel like there's more. Yogi Berra.
The catcher for the Yankees in the 30s.
Boo
Boo. Yeah, I'm gonna look up famous cartoon bears. If Yogi Berra pops up, I'm gonna.
And Ted.
Ted, yeah.
Fozzie. Baloo.
From Bear and the Big Blue. Oh no, Baloo from Jungle Book.
Yeah.
But then there's Blue from Bear and the Big Blue House.
Never heard of that guy. Should we? I can do a Yogi on Yogi Bear.
I'll do Winnie the Pooh's soft voice.
That's pretty good.
There's Little Bear. There's Lotso the Bear. There's Brother Bear.
What were the 2 I said?
Bears. You said Yogi and Boo Boo. You said Paddington and Ted.
Yeah, it could be Paddington and Ted.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. We'll just start throwing some bear. We're just a bunch of bears at the. But.
Joe keeps opening the door.
It's a birthday party.
Yeah, bear down.
Horns down.
I'm down for that.
Horns down.
Horns down, bears up.
Did you see my Celtics today?
50-pointer in a game 7.
Tatum was unleashed.
That's crazy.
Absolute madman.
And then Embiid blamed everybody but Harden after that. You see that?
They had a combined 25 points. It was so awesome. A 28-3 run in the third quarter. You can't come back from that.
Wasn't that like all Tatum too?
A lot of it was. He had 17 in the third.
That's a lot of threes.
Oh my god, they were so amazing. I was so afraid because we should have shut it out in like 5 games, but blew 2 of those leads.
Harden went crazy.
Yeah,
that was Brandon awesome. Is afraid. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. At a birthday party. Thanks.
Not really.
Thanks. Virtual birthday. All right. Birch day. Okay. I am ready. Okay. Oh, do not try and restart computer right now. All right. One.
And if Seth comes in, he can just join in.
Yeah, I've got the headphone splitter plugged in. That's why I messaged that. Just in case he comes by, I've got this plugged in. Otherwise, I would have to like redo the headphone splitter and then plug everything back in, and then it would mess up all the audio for Audacity. So I was like, I'm just gonna plan ahead just in case.
Prepare for the worst.
Yeah. Okay. You ready? Okay. I don't know if that was a yes.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, play.
Hey, Boo Boo! Look at this here at this party. They got this crazy stuff, Boo Boo.
I'm so happy you guys are throwing me and my friends a birthday party.
Fuck you, Winnie. Me and the boys are gonna go park the car.
Well, all the bears here at Sunnyside Daycare are allowed to hang out with us in this birthday party.
You know what's the bare necessities? Cocaine.
Oh, I don't know how to do Fozzie Bear. How do you do Fozzie? What? Oh, so I nailed it. Let's do some cocaine.
Yeah. I'm Paddington. Let's do cocaine.
Yeah, that's just Paddington.
Does he talk? I haven't seen the.
I don't think so. Only you can prevent forest fires
from a sober night.
From cocaine. Thank you, Christopher Robin. We nailed that. We know bears so well.
Hold on, I'm checking on our co-host. He says he's still out of town.
Still out of town? Oh my god. So Seth's gone again. FYI, everyone.
It's the gruesome twosome. That's the boys of May.
The boys to men. The boys to Maine. We're from Maine. I want to have a true lobster roll.
I want to read a horror novel.
By Stephen King. Why are you so close to the camera?
I don't know.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. It's a busy weekend. We watched a movie.
Very busy weekend. I have to start work at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Hell yeah. I work 70 hours this week, every single day for 10 hours, so.
Fuck the world. Feed it beans.
Feed the world beans.
I never got that lyric, but the lyric after that is it's gassed up. So that's what the beans are in reference
What lyric is that?
In Not Afraid by Eminem, he says, fuck the world, feed it beans.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not afraid
to feed them beans.
To shave my balls. What does Nathan Fielder say? Is that what it is?
I think it was.
Everybody, come shave my balls.
Suck my balls. I don't remember.
Suck my balls. Something like that.
We did watch a film though.
We watched a film, a recent film, and so I've got some questions for you.
Hit it.
First question: do you like cocaine?
Never done it.
You've never done it. Do you like Novocaine? Lidocaine?
I don't know if I've done those.
Have you ever used Icy Hot?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Okay, I love cocaine then.
That's a cane. It's a numbing agent. Cocaine can be used in like dental work if you're like allergic to all the other stuff. So okay, so you love cocaine. Second question is gonna be, do you like Ray Liotta?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Rest in peace.
Goodfellas. Yeah, he did die.
He did.
Goodfellas and other movies.
And others, many. Well, if you answered yes to liking cocaine or Ray Liotta, you've come to the right place. This is the good, the bad, and the movies. Thank you. And I'm Brandon. We got Lucas.
No Devon, no Seth.
You're Lucas.
Forever.
And I'm Brandon. Just for now.
For now.
Yeah. I might change. We don't know. But we watched the 2023 film Cocaine Bear, which I had mentioned was a film that we had brought up in the past. We had done like a writer's block about one, and what was that? That was Custody Battle, and we cast Brooklyn Prince as one of the kids in that.
Yeah.
And we were looking up the filmography of Brooklyn Prince. We're like, oh shit, she was in Florida Project, which is going to be coming up.
In this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why I didn't even know. That's why she was so good.
Yeah. I was like, well, we'll be doing Florida Project later this season too. But we were like, oh, what else has she been in? We saw Cocaine Bear on there. We're like, well, we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
just by name alone.
I remember when it was like a news story when this was going on. It was like 2 years ago. I'm sure it's one of your facts, but
yeah,
we can get
well, the news story was not 2 years ago.
It was pretty recent, wasn't it?
No, 1985.
Wasn't there a bear that did cocaine in the news recently?
I don't think so.
That ate a bunch of cocaine. I'm pretty sure, and that was like the impetus of this movie in some way.
And then they drew back to the 1985 thing where I buried a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah, I'll dig. You look.
Okay. Well, anyway, Cocaine Bear, The Good, the Bad, and the Movies. Lukas, Brandon, movies, cocaine, and movies. And so, before we get into it, we're drinking things. I messaged Seth. Wait, what?
We're drinking.
Oh yeah, we are drinking things. I messaged in our group chat to Seth. I was like, "You got to be here." You told me a bunch of different drink options, so I got them all for you. So I spent $30 on drinks, and then he's not here.
So you're doing them all yourself.
Yeah, he was like, "Well, you were like, hey, can we record in the evening for Mother's Day things?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's perfect." And then Seth's like, "Yeah, that's perfect." He's still doing Mother's Day things. It's 8:03 p.m.
Classic Seth.
He loves his mother Cecilia so much. He doesn't? Oh, he doesn't. Well, I picked up two different things that he recommended. First is Goose Island Beer Company's Tropical Beer Hug.
Goofy.
Yeah, it's a bear wearing some it's wearing some sunglasses. It's an Imperial IPA. It's probably the only time you'll see me drinking an IPA by myself. And I've only got one of these because I've got another drink here. And also because this 12-ounce can of beer is a 9.9% alcohol. Wow. This is like two and a half, 3 beers in one can. So I was like, well, fuck that. Marina's like, well, why don't you just drink like 3 of them earlier? And I was like, no. That's
it probably tastes like a fucking rock.
Probably. It's tropical though, so who knows? Tropical. The other thing I've got here is we were trying to decide what to do with Coke. And so because Coca-Cola used to have actual cocaine in it, I've got a Jack and Coke here.
Oh, fancy boy.
So I'm mixing hard alcohol with beer. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. So I need to drink this first.
Yeah.
Jack and Coke. But I need to try the beer real quick to let everybody know. So let's see. What are you drinking?
And crack it. I've got a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Cream Soda.
And crack cocaine it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I also have some Cheez-It Extra Toasty Cheddar Jack variation.
The extra toasty are hard to put down. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they have new toasty flavors, I guess.
Oh my god, it's so hoppy and bitter like an IPA usually is. Born in Chicago, 1988. Oh my god, okay. True Detective.
Good show.
Where would you rank season 1 among all TV shows?
Probably number 1 still. Even though Succession is climbing fast, but it's hard to just count one season as well.
Where would you rank season 2 of True Detective?
It's pretty low. I mean, pretty mid, I guess.
It's okay, but season 1 was like maybe the greatest season of television of all time.
High expectations. Not for this movie, though.
No, I did not have high. No, not at all. Well, let's get into it today. Our director, Miss Elizabeth Banks.
Wow, she's an actress normally.
Wow,
pretty famous one.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
And she's done a couple films, not a lot, but she did
as a director.
As a director, she did a movie called Just a Little Heart Attack. She did
just a little movie. It sounds like
she did Pitch Perfect 2.
She did. She was in those as well.
Yeah, and I love her role in those. Her and I can never remember his name, but her male counterpart in that it's like John Michael Higgins. That's his name. They're great as the announcers in that. She did the 2019 version of Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
She did a movie called AIDS. We Did It. Which is like a weird campaign.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't go a lot well.
That's her political campaign that is failing miserably.
We Did It.
And then she did movie 43.
Ooh, which segment?
She did the middle school date segment.
What was that? With his parents? Their favorite one?
That's what you've got so much poop on you right now.
You did love that one, yeah.
When they come in, they just start like He's like, "Oh my god, you've got like no pubes on you," and his dad runs into him on the shower.
Yeah, and then they kiss. I think you're right. I think that's one of the better ones of movie 43. A horrific movie.
Wait, middle school date? No, that's the one where the girl has the period on the couch.
Oh, that was kind of a gross one. It had funny moments, so
yeah.
I think you're
We
right.
should watch movie 43 again.
No, we should. Maybe for the podcast.
But not just for like your enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ride. Movie 43 was a ride. It had this movie had way more interlapping stories than I thought it was going to. Kind of similar like the movie 43 where I'm just like typing like, I hope I can piece this together.
It didn't really have anything to piece together though.
No, it was just everybody meeting in the woods.
Yeah. Well, in 43.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, we're looking for porn, and this is the video we found. Yeah, so that's Elizabeth Banks as a director. She did not. The solo writer was Jimmy Warden, and he's only done one other thing besides this. He did The Babysitter Killer Queen.
Haven't heard of it. I don't know.
No, I bet it's horrendous.
Was Elizabeth Banks in that?
I don't know. I didn't really dive deep into The Babysitter Killer Queen. There's a good chance. Like, where did she find this guy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seems just random. Oh, well, he must have wrote a script. I think the deal with the script, appropriate time to do with writers. I couldn't find anything, but there was a big resurgence of that story a couple years ago.
Okay.
In 2021, or like New York Times reported on it, and it became viral. So I think that's when they sort of, we got to cash in on this.
It didn't go viral on Twitter in 1985?
No, it went under the radar.
Damn. Twitter missed their opportunity there. Well,
they usually do.
That's director and writer, and we've got a decent cast on this too. You've got Carrie Russell as the nurse mom.
Yeah.
Sari?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
She's got mom. Alden Ehrenreich.
Don't know.
I think he played Eddie. You've got O'Shea Jackson Jr.
That's Ice Cube Jr.
He looks just like Ice Cube.
And he acts just like him too.
he's exactly Ice Cube.
Yeah,
the instant he walked on the screen, it's like, well, there's no doubt in whose kid he is.
And I thought it was Ice Cube.
You've got Ray Liotta.
In his final film.
This is his last film. You got Isaiah Whitlock Jr. I don't know who that is. You got Brooklyn Prince.
Just another great performance. She's a star.
so good.
Yeah.
You got Christian Convery, who I think was the little boy in here, who I also thought did pretty good.
He did pretty good. He's funny.
Margot Martindale.
Don't know.
She was the park ranger.
Oh, she was all right.
And Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
Gay guy from Modern Family.
Yeah, Modern Family coming up back-to-back episodes. Marina didn't recognize me either because he was very chubby with the long hair. But she wasn't like watching intently. She was doing like Legos behind on her puzzle table. But she heard him. She's like, "That's who that is." I was like, "Yeah, that's JTF."
It's hard for him to shake the gay voice.
It is, yeah. He did okay, but no, he didn't really play the sexy park ranger love interest super well.
Yeah, he looked like David Spade. Big ensemble cast though.
Yeah, and that's all I got there. So plot. An oddball group of cops. Oh, I'll plot you so hard.
Plot it for me, baby.
Get ready to be plotted. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge on a Georgia forest where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine.
Famously based on a true story, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess this plot, unintentionally ingesting cocaine, that was the first time, but it definitely was seeking out. It had drug-seeking behaviors there for a while.
Well, yeah, that's just probably the nature of coke use. First time, it's innocent. You sort of stumble into it with some friends. A week later, you've sold your whole apartment. So I've heard.
This sounds like a personal story. Please continue.
No, I've known friends who've partaken in the powder.
I know so many people who have done coke.
Yeah,
I could probably.
I've been offered it. That was a cool feeling.
I've been
like
offered.
to be offered it.
I probably know at least 12 people that I can name off the top that I will name right now.
I could probably get around there.
I'm going to name 12 people on this podcast right now that have done cocaine.
Yeah. Some relatives of yours. Some relatives
I'm not
of
even
mine.
thinking about relatives. I was just thinking of friends. But yeah, so there's a plot and then some history for you. You've already kind of brought it up, but Cocaine
Jack
Bear.
and Jill did cocaine.
Jack and Jill. My grandma, Jack and Jill.
Jack and Diane, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Not Jack
and So some history, you've already kind of brought it up, but Cocaine Bear, released as Crazy Bear in some countries, is a 2023 American horror comedy film. It is inspired in part by a true event in 1985 when a corrupt Kentucky cop and lawyer turned drug smuggler named Andrew Thornton flew in a smuggling run, dumping packages of cocaine over Georgia before attempting to escape with nearly 80 pounds of it strapped to his body. However, the parachute malfunctioned, possibly from the extra weight, and Thornton fell to his death in a Knoxville, Tennessee resident's driveway. 40 kilos of thrown packages landed in national forest and were consumed by a black bear who overdosed most likely within minutes, dying from cerebral hemorrhaging and respiratory and heart failure after eating $20 million worth of cocaine. With the lone exceptions of Thornton and the bear, no other casualties have ever been reported. So although it says this is based on true events, very loosely.
It's just like they read it was the thing of Twitter in like 2021. There was like a bear did coke once. Imagine.
Yeah, and then they just ran with it.
Yeah, and that's why when in our message group earlier, I referred to it as fast fashion. As I was just like, someone saw this, was just like, in 30 seconds, they're like, movie idea. Cocaine Bear, that's all you need. And then they sprinted it out, and then Elizabeth Banks whipped it out as soon as she could because it went out pretty quickly.
It really did, yeah. What do you think?
It was a short schedule.
What do you think's the worst way to die? Falling to your death from a plane when you've got too much weight on you and you crash into some driveway, or being the bear overdosing on $20 million worth of cocaine from a cerebral hemorrhage and respiratory and heart failure?
Probably the guy, because those 2 minutes for the bear, pretty fun.
Probably. Until it couldn't breathe. Until it couldn't breathe and its heart stopped.
Yeah, but
super fun.
Before then, he was ready to take on Wall Street.
He was like he booked an interview too, but he passed too soon.
He did.
He was ready. That cerebral hemorrhage really got him.
Sell.
Poor bear. Poor bear.
Poor bear.
Well, we're already through all that. It's quick when it's you and I. It's budget time. With the budget, bitch. The budget, bitch. I got an idea. The budget bear.
I think I got a beat on the budget bear this week.
Oh, do you ever watch the Hulu show The Bear?
I have, yeah. It gives me anxiety.
Just from being in the kitchen and whatnot.
Yeah. And I thought it was a stressful show, anyways.
Season 2's coming out here in like the next month. I thought it was a very good show.
I think the actor's wife cheated on him or something. There was some big thing.
Yeah, I heard about this today. They're getting divorced. Jeremy Allen White, but
yeah, he did win. I think he's a good guy.
He won the Emmy for that performance, so good for him.
It's all worth it, baby.
He was in movie 43.
He was.
He had so much poop on him.
That's
So you've got to crack cocaine on this budget bear?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna guess. I think it's in that sweet comedy zone of 30 to 40 million. I'm gonna say $40 million for this thing.
Yeah, it's definitely 30 to 40 million. It's $35 million.
Damn it! Every time I do that, it's always right in the middle.
Yeah, you always give that 10 range, and it's smack dab in the middle.
I mean, that's like a pretty mid-size. Yeah, that's like your standard American comedy. I feel like of the last 15 years, if you're gonna make a mid-size comedy, that's about what it takes.
Little Nicky costs two and a half times that amount.
Come on,
And came
And
out
they had to
15
CGI the
years
bear for
prior.
this whole fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Insane.
they had to CGI Mr. Beefy's mouth, too.
They did.
Yeah,
$80
but
million.
15 years ago, 2.5 times more expensive. We know your thoughts on Little Nicky.
Mm-hmm.
One of your least favorite films we've done on here?
Maybe the least. It's close. Lyle's up there now.
That and Lyle.
Yeah. Love on a Leash makes those. They look so good in comparison to those.
Do you hate Little Nicky more than Drop Dead Fred?
As a film, yes. I think Fred's still, I contend, a worse character than Nicky.
What about is a worse character? Rank them: Lyle, Mr. Beefy, and Fred.
It goes Fred, Lyle, Mr. Beefy.
Fred is the worst character of the three.
He's the worst I've ever seen.
Worse than Shawn Mendes as Lyle.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a titanic battle, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, $35 million, right in that sweet zone for, like you said, a comedy at this time. What do you think this made opening weekend?
This is kind of a hit. Movie theaters are down. I'm going to say 28 million opening weekend.
You're doing great. It's 23.3.
It's pretty close. Yeah, that's not bad.
You're off by like 5 million each time. US and Canada?
I wonder if this is still going a little bit. I guess it's on VOD now, so why would it? I'll say it ended with a cool 85 million.
You're a little further off there. It's 64.4.
Okay, slow down.
And then worldwide?
90.
Yeah, you're right there. 87.1.
Okay. Yeah.
You had a beat on this.
On the bear. I mean, it helps because I semi pay attention to the box office news and everything currently, so it's easier with these type of movies and stuff because I knew it was around 30 to 40, and I knew what was the number one movie at the time and everything.
Yeah, it's a little harder when we do a 1992 film.
Yeah, exactly.
We do a 1992 film or
film.
A 2003 film called Gooby, and you're like, I don't fucking know.
Gooby. Did this open at number one at the box office, I wonder?
Could have with the 23.3. That's not too bad.
That's pretty good. Took number two.
Number two, what was number one?
Let's see. It's got to be fucking... Oh, Ant-Man. The fucking those fucks.
Anyways. The Ant-Man versus the Wasp 3 or whatever.
Quantumania.
Was supposedly a terrible film.
Sure was.
I have heard that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has been, one, kicking ass, but two, a very good film.
Yeah.
That's one of the Marvels that I really enjoy is the Guardians.
It's not worth it anymore. We could be watching Coke Bear.
I think Gooby. That's or Gooby, another bear film. But so yeah, $35 million budget, made $87.1 million.
That's
not a bad haul.
She's trimmed a profit.
It could make, like you said, a touch more. It is on Peacock now, so.
Yeah, so it probably got the streaming bag for a certain amount of money, like $5 million or something. Yeah, I don't know how those shits work.
Is that what you watched it on? Was Peacock?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You too?
Yep.
The old cock.
The cock penis. That's where we watch. So with that, it's tagline time. I guess I'm doing the taglines here, and I've got. You want to do them?
And I want Seth to do them. You can do them though.
There's two of them. The first one I fucking hate. Inspired by true events.
Yeah. It's basic, yeah.
Inspired is better than based on real events, though, because they took a lot of liberties in the events that occurred. The other one I like. It's like, what is this? But then you think about it. Get in line.
Get in line? Oh, like a line?
Yeah, like a line.
That's a little bit of a reach there.
I know. You just read like if you're not thinking about it, you just read get in line. You're like, okay.
You can do this movie is off the rails.
Quit telling me what to do.
I'll say this movie's off the rails, or because you do rails of coke.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something with crack.
Yeah, snort, crack.
This movie will
slopes,
will crack you up.
Move that cane like a blind man.
Ooh, I was thinking like see yourself as the real heroine of this story.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would have been, yeah. If this were Heroin Bear, that would have been perfect.
He would have been a lot sleepier.
That's the sequel is Heroin Bear, but the bear instead of just like eating stuff, literally has to like cook it and then like
creepy. Yeah.
He's tying a tourniquet off and
that's how they go to hibernation. That's what I heard.
Oh, they shoot up.
They do.
They do.
They love it.
I mean, of course they would. It's heroin. It's probably that black tar.
Bears. It's kind of
black bear heroin.
Black bear heroin. It's goofy that it's a black bear, I think, but c'est la vie. Must have just been that much important for it in the real life and to be in the Appalachia and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't be a sun bear.
Or a koala.
Or this koala bear is just ripping people's asses
That's
up.
That's a drop bear.
Those are supposed koalas are supposed to eat 22 hours a day. But not when it's on coke. You can't.
They also have syphilis. So that fits.
Is that true? Is that true, Dan?
It's true, Dan.
All of them? They all have syphilis? Wow.
It's like a thing, yeah.
We should cure them.
Oh no. They love it. They chose this life.
If I know one thing truer than God, it's that koalas love that they've got syphilis.
They chose this life, baby.
It's like if you don't have syphilis, you aren't part of the koala gang.
Koala Club.
It's Penguin Town.
Club Penguin Town.
Toontown.
Toontown. I love Toontown.
You bought a new laptop and you immediately downloaded Toontown and destroyed the battery. You destroyed the battery on that laptop so fast. You played so much Toontown. Okay, so what was our favorite? Get in line's the better one here. We had some good ones though there. Get ready to bear it all.
Bear down, yeah.
Bear down with Bear Grylls.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Brandon. Happy late birthday.
Hey, thanks.
She said nasty things.
No, I didn't.
Horrific things.
No. Oh my god. Why would she say that?
No, she's being nice. Anyways.
So taglines are done. It's fact time.
Cocaine facts, facts bear. What are we thinking here?
Facts bear.
We gotta save that for a different for Goopy.
I like that when we were doing Paddington in the original, you didn't change your voice at all. You just talk. Isn't he British?
Is he? I mean, Paddington's a British name, but
I haven't watched, but I feel like I need to because it's supposedly amazing. Like the Paddington films are.
I've heard that. They're really they're sweet and everything.
Yeah. They're what Clifford and Lyle should be.
Yeah. They aspire to be if they weren't made by demons.
Based on a true fact. Yeah.
That's pretty alright.
Brooklyn Facts.
Prince Facts.
If
we do Brooklyn Facts, they'll be expecting facts about the borough.
About New York, yeah, you're right. So we can't do Brooklyn Facts.
We could go esoteric again. We could just go stop dropping facts.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its facts.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think
like
that's.
That.
Every time a bell rings,
there you go.
An angel gets its facts. I can't believe. Did we just do "It's a Wonderful Facts" for that?
I think so.
We missed an opportunity there.
We weren't in full swing of our juices.
We weren't in sync with our cycles that day. Our fact cycles.
Look at my neck.
Your neck is so long. Your veins are popping out. Don't do. Everyone tune into the video at 34:30 to see our necks.
And to see a sweaty Lucas.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its facts is probably the most fitting one for Cocaine Bear.
Most appropriate.
Yeah. All right. Let's do those then, okay?
Hit it!
Cats facts. Get it! Don't need to sync. We're good.
Of course we need sinks, Brandon.
You're right. What would we do without sinks? We'd be lost.
We have to pee in the bathtub.
Pee on the podcast.
I've never done that.
My first fact is that Ray Liotta's final completed film before his death on May 26, 2022. Almost a year ago now.
Very sad. He was one of the... Yeah, I felt like he was a big death on like CNN and stuff.
Yeah. Liotta died a week after he came to re-record his lines in post. Elizabeth Banks said that Liotta praised the look of the bear once he got a look at it.
His last words.
I love that bear.
Bear looks good.
Bear looks good, dies. Sorry, Ray.
Classic Ray, Oscar-winning, notable gangster, lovable loser.
We both said that. We felt like he was going to be the one that lived the longest of the Goodfellas crew.
We did, yeah. The spry young boy.
Have you been reading up on Jamie Foxx?
Yeah. He okay, though.
They were saying things just took a turn for the worst.
No, they got in trouble for saying that Daily Loud page. Because he's fine. He's like back home now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, they got in trouble.
He had a stroke. They never like released exactly what it was, but I found out that he had a stroke.
I think he's fine now.
Oh, thank God.
He's just stripping already.
Oh my God, thank God. Next is Cocaine Bear was intended to be a temporary working title. The producers just decided to release it under that name as they, in quotes, ... couldn't think of anything else.
They didn't want to give it too much time.
Yeah.
It doesn't call for much else, though.
No.
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
Tells you what's going on.
That's all you need. They said it a lot in the film. That's the Cocaine Bear.
That is him. Her.
Yeah. The next one is that the real Cocaine Bear, which has always been referred to humorously as Pablo Escobar, is on display in Lexington, Kentucky at the Kentucky Kentucky Fun Mall. Weird
thing and weird display. Here's the bear that died. That one time.
Yeah, like, hey, remember that bear that hemorrhaged? Here he is at the Fun Mall.
Lexington Fun Mall. Is that still a thing?
The Kentucky Fun Mall. I hope so.
It is. Kentucky for Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, that's... Shit. So I thought I put a typo in here, but apparently the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall is the real name. Never mind.
The Cocaine Bear is the first tab there. They have all sorts of stuff for him.
Does it look fun?
No, it's just like a store. Fuck you, Kentucky.
It's no Mall of America. No Camp Snoopy.
Not even close. No.
Pablo Escobar, though.
Yeah, was he
that's
going?
Pretty good name.
I guess that's right when he was going.
Yeah, probably. Next, the film opens with the song "Jane" by Jefferson Starship. Our second Jefferson Starship appearance. I was hyped.
Unfortunately, no.
I was so hyped. But this is the same song that opens for one of Elizabeth Banks' first film roles from 2001, Wet Hot American Summer. That's how that film opens up.
Okay. Kind of her coming out party. Is she married to anyone famous? I feel like she is.
I don't know.
Barack Obama?
No way. Elizabeth Banks is married to Barack.
She's married to a sports writer. Interesting.
Wait, you weren't a fan of the Jefferson Starship in this movie?
I didn't really clock it, but they're kind of soured on him after Star Wars.
Huge change of vibe from that compared to the live holographic concert that was the Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah. They were jamming. I guess they don't have any fear.
Yeah. Next, With the exception of extras, very few Irish actors were cast in the movie, but the entire film was made in Ireland.
Oh, weird. It was very green. I wondered kind of where that we're going.
You were like, there's no way this is Georgia.
No, it was a little too green. Like dark green, like
Very
like
dark
century
green.
old green.
Yeah. Penultimate, every time a bell rings, an angel gets
Penultimate.
its facts. Oh yeah, like penis.
Like penis.
This story is based on a book called Bluegrass Conspiracy, which is a story of corruption, drugs, money, and one dead bear. It takes place between the late 70s and the early 80s in Kentucky and involves several prominent members of the powerful Kentucky families in government. And this is a true but very fictionalized account of that part of that story.
Like the Calipari's.
Yeah,
Wasn't
so powerful.
There was some I think it was Arkansas, not Kentucky, but there was something where Bill Clinton was alleged to have been involved in like a dropping drugs out of plane deal.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say pre, during, or post presidency. So
pre-presidency when he was the governor.
When he was governor.
Yeah.
When he was so British.
Old Bill.
And my last fact for you is nominations. It's got 2 of them.
Wow, already.
No wins, but the 2 nominations it had were at the MTV Movie Awards.
I don't know when those are. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't either. But the first one is for Best Villain for The Bear.
Who did he lose to?
I don't know. Maybe Sid. Maybe Ray Liotta.
Just won fucking nothing. No, I didn't win anything though.
Yeah, that's right. And then the other nomination was for the most frightened performance for Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
What? That's kind of a lame award. They kind of suck. The awards.
MTV stuff, yeah. I remember in 2009 they gave Transformers the Best Picture.
Of course they did, sure.
The first Transformers was pretty good.
That would be your Best Picture back then too.
In 2009?
That would be your ballot.
Either that or Slumdog Millionaire.
I think that's 8.
Oh, that might have been 8.
I remember 9.
But they both
King's Speech.
I think they both came out. No, 2009 was Avatar and the Hurt Locker and all that.
Hurt Locker.
But the MTV Movie Awards of 2009 were for the 2008 films.
Yeah.
So I think it was Slumdog.
They have a goofy schedule, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But no wins. JTF and The Bear got nominated.
Oh, who would have known? Who'd have guessed?
Oh, what was the other? When I just said The Bear, it reminded me of another writer's block you did. Oh, it was Brace for It, the one where the guy's trying to find braces. And it was like there was Zach Galifianakis, there was Adam Driver, we had Frances McDormand as like the survivalist, there was Kristen Stewart, and there's Henry Cavill as Storm in your script. You named him Storm. Yeah. This storm is heading south or whatever. But yeah. I remember you had Frances McDormand as the survivalist, and she's like, I've got these Native American roots. They're like, you're not Native American. And everybody's like, quiet. I hear something. She puts her ear to the ground. She goes, it's a bear.
Oh, they stole my idea. Yeah.
Yeah, they stole your bear idea.
They stole my bear.
But with that, we can get into the movie. I think we almost matched pitch at one point.
I think we were there.
We're close.
My little audio thing looks like a dick.
On Audacity? You made a dick?
Let's see if I can do it again. No.
No.
It's hard to get the balls right.
Whoa, yeah, the balls are tough. Oh, that was better. No.
It's an overreaction.
Well,
for me. Yeah.
Now you guys know what our audio looks
She did cocaine.
Like.
She's done cocaine.
She's definitely done cocaine. Nicole Kidman did cocaine, and she's
with Tom Cruise. Doesn't he do coke for breakfast?
Probably. She did cocaine and she's just chilling in her home in Australia. Or in Los Angeles. She's nowhere near this bear. She's just doing
She's like
coke.
playing a Switch. Yeah.
She's playing Animal Crossing.
Well, all just skiing. Yeah.
Or she's playing Nintendogs on her DS.
Oh,
Just doing cocaine. Great game.
Lasered in.
What
Find so
kind of
many extra presents.
what kind of dog do you think she has?
She probably has like the little dog like this one, like Rosette.
The little Shih Tzu thing?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to play Overcooked with Nicole Kidman.
I wouldn't.
She'd crack under the pressure. She couldn't do the soup.
No. I gotta get that game. We could play it online or something.
We could play it online. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it, okay?
You got this movie though?
I've got the movie.
How does it start?
The Jefferson Starship, baby.
Yeah. What's the
Jane's
song?
playing Jane. Maybe like Mary Jane.
The Cocaine from Eric Clapton. That song didn't make an appearance, did it?
Nothing. Not I Can't Feel My Face from The Weeknd.
No Weekend in this movie set in the 80s, you're right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why was there none of The Weeknd in this
Although
movie?
yeah, but it's like my biggest problem with The Great Gatsby forever is like not my biggest, but one of my problems is that they're fucking playing Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, whoa, who-de-doo, look at this new automobile. He's like, I got 99 problems. What a bitch. I mean, they're in fucking zoot suits.
Putting the movie aside, the soundtrack itself does slap. But in the context of the 1920s jazz movement, yeah, it's not maybe.
And that's why we say fuck.
That's that was the same way with Elvis because it's a Baz Luhrmann one, sure. And you've got that like Cardi B song "Dog." It's like you ain't nothing but a dog. I got it. Yeah,
he's fucking Baz. He does that stupid shit.
Seth loves him.
He's an unserious person.
Seth loves him.
Yeah, well, he can't defend him.
Yeah, he's not here right now.
So fuck him.
But yeah, so it opens with Jefferson Starship. I got kind of hyped by it. I like this song. And I saw in the producers, Lord and Miller making another appearance on here from Mitchell's versus the Machines. And so I had all sorts of good stuff kind of going on right off the bat that we could tie it back to. And
yeah, they're an interesting case. I kind of put them in with the Russo brothers and the D&D, the Game of Thrones guys as like the owners of all media right now.
Yeah.
The tastemakers, if you will. Powers that be.
The Russos and Lord and Miller started quite small and doing their own stuff and really made their way into a lot of the mainstream things.
So did Weinoff and Zaykoffs or whatever their fucking names are.
I don't know what they've ever done before this, but
I'll find out. Keep going.
They produced like A Clockwork Orange and Titanic and
they did.
Frank. But it opens with a plane like flying through the sky at night. It kind of looks like a stormy night. And I put a Paul Rudd looking character. Did you think this guy looks like Paul Rudd on the plane?
A little bit with a mustache.
Yeah. He's just throwing duffel bags out of a plane, dancing in the plane as like all the red lights flash like the plane's about to crash or something. And does a little bit of the coke that's in the duffel bag.
The Game of Thrones dudes were writers for a bunch of stuff. They wrote Troy, 25th Hour, The Kite Runner, X-Men Origins.
25th Hour?
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know really any of that stuff. But, yeah, he starts throwing duffel bags out, does a little bit of coke, rubs it on his gums, and he's about to take off with some bags of coke strapped to him. And he jumps out of the plane, hits his head on the fucking...
knocks himself out.
Overhead thing, yeah, knocks himself out, falls to his death.
He did die.
And
that'd be a crazy way to go.
It drops based on true events, and then you get go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
No, it's in reference to what you're about to say. I think
is the words on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it said black bears are not motivated by territoriality. They will seldom attack humans in their vicinity. When they do, attack, victims have a higher probability of surviving by fighting back rather than submitting. Source Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what bugged me. It's a Wikipedia quote. You can't have. Excuse me. I was talking about being classy. And I spit out
some
Cheez-Its on
Cheez-Its.
my. But you can't find anything classier about black bears in fucking Wikipedia. Go Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, there you go.
Biology.com. I don't know.
Nat Geo, probably.
It's lazy.
Definitely.
We learned this in school. Yeah.
I think that kind of starts off, aside from him also like hitting his head on the thing as he jumps out, like the comedy aspect of this film. Like, it's not to be taken overly seriously, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be accomplished still with like a funny Ralph Waldo Emerson quote.
Yeah, that's true.
Bears.
Yeah. So it's the Chattahoochee National Forest, Georgia, 1985. Did you sing Alan Jackson when you saw that on here? Oh, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew
heard
how
that
much
shit.
that muddy water meant to me. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love.
Nope, never heard that.
No?
Nope.
You should listen to it.
I only know him from It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And that's all I'll have of him.
Who is it is it Toby Keith that we always used to sing to? It's not about me. It's not about
he's
not
cool.
One on my mind.
What a songwriter.
We used to sing that all the time.
I thought he's been dead this whole time, but he's alive.
Toby Keith?
Good for him.
I'm glad he's kicking. Yeah.
He's really kicking.
He's kicking Nicole Kidman
he's
so
on a
hard.
soccer team. Yeah, that too.
Oh. But yeah, it's this Chattahoochee National Forest. You see a couple lying on a rock together talking about making a child
Elsa
together.
and Olaf.
Yeah. Frozen characters.
And it's the redheaded dude from Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I don't know. But
he's like the crazy sword guy.
Nice. They're talking about making a child together. They're exploring the wilderness while also planning their wedding. And as they explore, they pass like a duffel bag in a tree that they don't actually notice. And they arrive on a cliff, like overlooking a valley. And they're looking through their binoculars or a camera or something when they see a black bear rubbing against a tree. And they're like, oh my God, look at that. So Olaf looks through his camera and sees the bear. He sees the bear. It's a bear. He sees the bear grabbing this tree and just fucking headbutting. He's like,
yeah, he's a metal bear.
Honey, I think there's something wrong with this bear. And she looks at it. She looks through it. It's just like kind of like rubbing against the tree. She's like, it's so cute. You're overreacting. He takes it back, and the bear's just like staring them down.
And my note here is we're introduced to the bear, of course, and it's the titular bear, the cocaine bear, but it looks bad. I think Ray Liotta's wrong again. The CGI.
I think Ray Liotta is pretty wrong.
I think so. I mean, maybe it's just because we're used to seeing fucking CGI everything now, and it's just like a bear with no type of style at all. It's just supposed to be kind of realistic, but it's almost Uncanny Valley not.
It was somewhat. Yeah. I mean, it's not the bad CGI that we've seen time and time again. Like, it's not painted in or.
I just hate it, and in totality now CGI. It's just imagine being the actors doing that. Like, whoa, look out! Oh, he got me.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, like
get a real. Go ahead.
6 years prior, The Revenant, that bear looked amazing.
And that's because they took like a lot of time to it. And I was just gonna say, either you have to do that, you have to spend a lot of money and a lot of time on
lean into it
if you're doing this sort of fast fashion style of movie, or you have to just be like a real craftsman and fucking get something in a suit. You know, which is tough too.
It looked okay, but it's not anything that Ray Liotta talked it up to be.
No, it doesn't look as good as Jurassic Park.
No, not at all.
30 years before.
Yeah.
Or Jaws. They came out 50 years before.
Yeah. Jurassic Park's so good for 1994.
They're both, yeah. Spielberg, though.
But, so they start to run. He tells them, he's like, don't run. We need to stand our ground. The Elsa runs. They run him through. He's trying to catch her. He trips. The bear rips Elsa's foot off or something. Spits it out by Olaf.
A lot of dismemberment in this movie, or
There's
his limbs are gone.
Ton of dismemberment and gore. But the leg falls by Olaf. He screams, and you get the title bears. Or the title card as you get to see the bear, as it says cocaine bear overhead, distracted by a butterfly.
Yeah, it was goofy. And then it goes into a news montage.
Some anti-drug commercials.
Yeah, I
from
just
the 80s.
wanted her to show a tiny bit of organizational creativity with this, and maybe have 2 interviews going at once. Like, God forbid, it was just like they spent like 3 minutes on this. Like, let's go.
You're right, and I saw these come up, and I was like, "Oh, this is a nice touch." I thought about it. I was like, "You could have quickly went into all these different storylines." And I was like, "Oh, this is a nice little touch. Thanks for adding it." But you're right. If she would have done a side-by-side screen thing,
something little, I think, because there's a news. You have the news montage in all. I mean, 50% of all movies, I would say. Some, just jazz it up. But I understand it didn't kill it.
You could even pull like one of the Brady Bunch things where you've got the one playing, and then you've got side by side, and then you zoom out and there's 4, and then you zoom out and there's 9. You're like, oh wow,
all talking about drugs.
People are really talking.
That would have been sense of media. Yeah,
we should make a fucking movie.
We should write one.
We're geniuses, man. But yeah, and then there's also a news story about how a body and a bunch of cocaine fell from the sky in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it was
being investigated.
Yeah, it was Andrew C. Thornton and this detective Bob and
frumpy old black guy.
Yeah, and Reba, another cop that's with him. They come up and she's like, "Oh, it's Andrew C. Thornton." She's like, "What's the C stand for?" And he never says. Was C supposed to stand for cocaine?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Andrew Cocaine Thornton.
I think the joke was he's like, I know his whole name and everything about him. She's like, what's his name then? And he's like, I don't know. Let's keep going.
I wanted it to be cocaine.
Mover. That'd be funny. He's a slow mover. He's got a little dog.
He's so upset that he's got a Shih Tzu.
Yeah, he wanted a lab. He tries calling it back in.
He wants a man's best friend dog. And then you get to see, so that's one storyline. Then you get to see David, this is O'Shea Jackson.
Ice Cube.
Yep. And Sid, Ray Liotta. They're talking about Andrew's death and where they can find the rest of the cocaine from the accident. They are part of this drug dealing thing.
Under Ray Liotta.
Under Ray Liotta's watch.
Who's the boss, yeah.
And then another storyline. Some nurse mom, this is Sari, is talking to her daughter, Brooklyn Prince Dee Dee, about how nice her new pediatrician boyfriend of hers is. And how they're going to go to Nashville this weekend.
We've had a lot of movies, I feel like, where it's like, yeah, the mom's got a new boyfriend, or the kid's going to accept him. Maybe that's just me.
The pediatrician, spoilers, the pediatrician never comes back
up. Doesn't make an appearance.
No.
Oh, they talk about him at the end.
They talk about him for like 2 seconds at the end. But Dee Dee's upset because they're supposed to go to the national forest here, paint this waterfall that they're looking for, Twin Falls, and then I think one of our last storylines for now is Eddie. This is Sid's son.
I didn't know that until the very end. Was that apparent?
I think it was supposed to be because he's like, I'm watching my grandkid. It's Eddie's son.
Oh, I thought I was just stupid.
But I didn't connect it either, actually. So you're fine. We're both stupid.
We are stupid.
But Eddie's sad in the bar. He's talking to David. He's got a tattoo with the wrong name on it. Apparently his wife died to cancer.
Yeah. His wife or his girlfriend, I don't... His wife, probably.
They had a kid together.
It was weird they played that for jokes.
That he has a dead wife with cancer?
Yeah, and because the whole tone of that was just like, oh, this guy, get a load of this guy, you know? He's like, I'm in mourning.
I think Eddie was one of my favorite characters. He was very dry the whole film.
Yeah, he doing his own thing. I liked Eddie too.
But he hasn't been into this whole working and drug dealing thing at all. And so David goes to meet with him in the bar, tell him, hey, we've got a job to do. I'm coming to pick you up. We're going to go into the Chattahoochee National Forest.
But that gets overheard at the bar.
They're talking way too loud about their drug deal work in a bar.
Like an informant hears them or something?
Mm-mm. It was a semi-truck driver.
Oh, and he just called it in.
He called it into the detective. Good
for him.
He's on the line, and you think he's got a lead on it. He's actually just talking to the adoption agency. He's like, I was supposed to get a Labrador. What?
Yeah,
what is
funny.
this shit? Can I exchange it? And he's like, I gotta go to Georgia. Leaves the dog with Reba, the other cop that's
in
there.
a legal box.
Yeah, in a legal box. And so he's got a lead on Sid from the trucker who overheard them talking. So he's gone.
Mm-hmm. He's going to catch them all.
And our nurse mom.
They're going to Georgia.
Our nurse mom is going off to work.
The kid should be going to school then, right, Brandon?
She should be, but she's not.
Ooh, because she's Brooklyn Prince. I would really just want to follow her career because wasn't she in something else as well, or is that the only thing we've seen her in? Florida
No, she's in something else. She is definitely in something else.
So she's a director. What the fuck?
What?
I don't think that's right. Yeah.
She's like 15.
She's 13.
Oh, I clicked on Brooklyn Price.
She was in
Florida Project,
Lego
Home Before
2.
Dark. Ooh, Settlers. She was in Settlers. The one and only Ivan. The Angry Birds movie.
She's gonna do good because in this one she's playing this like rebellious girl. Ditches school, which is what she does with her friend Henry. She convinces they're off to go find these falls that she wants to paint. She's like, if mom's not gonna take me, I'll just go find it myself.
I'll just go find Henry. And so they go off without mom's permission. And we get our last couple characters.
Yeah.
It's in the woods. It's our park ranger, played by Margot Martindale. And she is the runner of like the office there. And this teen comes in stealing from her store. She catches him for a bit, but she's expecting someone in that she's interested that's coming in.
This kid pops, whoever he is. I like this kid.
This kid was pretty good.
His face jumps off the screen. It's weird and like moon faced, and he's got these giant eyes. I liked him, especially when he was covered in blood. Spoiler later on. It was like that's a face.
His face covered in blood when he's got the hat removed and everything.
Like bug eyes.
Yeah, looked straight out of a horror film.
He's good.
He's got some good facial acting. But she catches him trying to steal some stuff, but he charms her like, perfume or whatever, because she's got somebody coming.
He's got like a Pete Davidson vibe going on a little bit.
Very, yeah. And Jesse Tyler Ferguson's coming to meet her. That's who she's into.
Yeah.
And so he comes in, they talk for a little bit.
They're also like part of this like gang that's been torturing the national park. It's like brothers or whatever.
I didn't write their actual full name down. It was like the Douchery brothers or something.
Yeah, it's just they're kind of like the shitty kids.
3 teenagers who are tormenting visitors at the park and stabbing them.
And she didn't put that together. That this might be one of them.
Yeah, but Dee Dee and Henry.
Yeah.
They find a bag of cocaine in the woods.
Sure do.
And they both eat they don't snort. They eat a tablespoon of coke
it all out
off a knife.
Because it tastes gross, presumably. But that was a pretty metal scene, I think.
There's so much coke on their knife that they're licking at coke off a knife.
Yeah. It's just kind of a harrowing, yeah. But they're so good and so funny with it.
Yeah, and Henry does it too, and everything. Bear's right behind him, and it's chasing the kids. And we cut back to Eddie and David. They're heading to the forest to find the other coke, and
this is David, I know. Yeah, they're poking fun at his wife's death.
Yeah, There were a couple really good shots in this film, and this was one of them. I thought where he gets into the truck and they start to drive away. And it's just like there's a camera mounted on the front of the truck as they're driving, and you just see the two of them not talking or anything, and just their facial reactions as the song "On the Wings of Love" plays, and I was
that's not bad. Yeah, like in the rear view or
only it's straight onto
front
them.
mounted. Okay.
But then you've got probably cameras on each of like the side view
I
mirrors.
had to do it a bunch.
And
That's cool.
Cuts to them like really crisp focus, and yeah, the lyrics are on the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high. And I was like, oh, it's like these two, but also high, but it's also Eddie
Joni.
reflecting about his wife Joni. Yeah,
that's not bad. Yeah,
but this is where she died of cancer, and he doesn't want to be in the family business.
Well, yeah, then Ice Cube was to piss. And he's like just tired of him talking about it all. He's just like, fuck all this bullshit. He goes in, finds that same station, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets jumped.
Yeah, he pulls up and the park ranger's like, hey, just watch out. There's like a gang of teens that have been cutting people in the forest and causing trouble. He goes into the bathroom and these 3 teens show up and they've all got knives and he makes quick work of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't catch what was going on. I was probably checked out a little bit, but then I was just like, hey, why is he fighting these kids in a bathroom? But that makes sense.
Yeah, they all tried to stab him, and it was a pretty decent fight scene too. Knocks all of them out. The one looked like he was dead, and he was like, all right, I'm good. And he's like rotating his shoulders. He's like, something happened. Turns, he got stabbed. It was kind of like that 21 Jump Street thing. He's like, when did I get stabbed? He's so mad about his dad. I fucking love this jersey, man.
Yeah. But then the other guy comes in, Eddie, and then they interrogate one of the kids because has some cocaine or something, right?
Yeah. And he's like, where the fuck is this? I've got a gun. He's like pointing it at him or whatnot.
It's at the gazebo.
At the gazebo. So they're going to go all together with him to find where they stash the rest. And also, Nurse Mom comes to the park, speaks with the park ranger and her forced fire boy toy guy to find her daughter. They're like, oh, there's probably up here, but we should probably split up so they could probably fuck or something. But she's like, all right, you're coming with me. So they're walking through the woods now too.
Because there's like a missing child, but the park ranger's just like, can you just do this on your own? I got a date going on. And the lady's like, find my kid.
So park ranger, forest fire guy, and mom are going to hike through the woods to find Dee Dee.
And they they find Henry pretty quickly.
Yeah, Henry and Dee Dee are in the woods fleeing from the bear. And now David, Eddie, and Stash was the name of the one.
Not my favorite team.
No, he was my second favorite of the 3. Those 3 are walking through to find the drugs, and so then the detective drives up to the forest, but he stops to call Reba. But he's just asking how his dog's doing.
It was kind of cute. I thought it was pretty manufactured too, though. But yeah. Did you cry?
I was like, okay, throw the storyline in here. He's going to connect the storyline. So, and so the ranger and the mom find Henry in the tree, like you said, pretty quick work, and he's way the hell up there. He's so high up in this tree, and he's telling them to hide.
But which is like the slasher part of the movie comes in. I don't know how Cocaine Bear sneaks up on people if he's all cocained up, but he does, or she does.
Well, and he also says that the bear took Dee Dee. They don't know if she's alive.
That's bad.
So they're gonna have to find her. But this bear comes in and attacks the group, gets the park ranger good, gashed her ass open, and so she leaves. She's like, "I'm gonna go get help."
He's gonna go get the boy up the tree, right about to, and then he smells that sweet powder.
Well, yeah, it's because he attacked Jesse Tyler Ferguson too when he falls into like the grass onto a thing of coke, so he's covered in coke, and the bear starts climbing the tree to get Henry. When it smells that sweet powder on JTF, hops down, goes right after him, and mauls him in the tree. This is like the first true like mauling scene you get to see.
Yeah, full on. Not as good as Leo, but I mean, it's Cocaine Bear.
It gnaws his leg right off. He's like dangling upside down. And then once it cuts his leg off, he falls, like breaks his neck on the ground.
Yeah, it's very nice.
And then his stump of his leg falls down onto him and he eats him a little bit more and all that.
Super scary.
And now our park ranger's back at her office. She's loading up her gun, and she sees all the money from her cash box is gone.
Yeah, it was the
It's those nasty
douche
teens, the douchey boys.
She's pissed.
But she's got bigger things right now. There's a fucking cocaine bear out there.
And she's limping around, yeah. With a
And
gun.
she's like, oh my God, this thing is unhinged. And they're thinking it's David who kicked their ass. And they're like, open the door slowly or whatever. He's right there. And they're like, oh, you're going to shoot this guy? And they open it up, and it is the cocaine bear right there. But one of the teens like leans in the way. He's like, oh, it's a bear. She fires a bullet straight through his head.
It's like the accidental Pulp Fiction kill, which I think was supposed to be like a big laugh scene here. I didn't really appreciate a kid dying as maybe the funniest thing ever.
I do laugh at the Pulp Fiction one a ton, though.
That one's, I think, funnier, yeah.
Oh, man, I fucking shot Marvin in the fucking face.
It's so
casual. Like, you went over a bum. I hit no motherfucking bum.
But yeah, they got him. But the bear's not done yet.
Gruesome, yeah, blew his head open, and the bear's walking around. You hear him on the roof of the office, but then our favorite teen is like backed up against the door, and the bear claw breaks through, rips open his neck. It's like grabbing him through the door.
He's gashed and dead.
Yeah. And so now you get to see David and Eddie and Stash. They're walking through the forest playing 20 questions.
That's right, yeah.
David's so over this. Yeah. Mostly because his brand new J's are getting all wet.
Yeah, I feel him. I understand.
I don't know why he didn't walk on the rocks like the others did.
He tried to and he slipped.
Oh, okay. So then he just like, fuck it, I'm walking through the water.
Yeah.
But he's over it. And as the mom and Henry, because they do get away from the bear as it chases JTF and Margot Martindale, they realize they come up to a rock, see it's covered in red, and they're like, oh shit, it's blood. But she notices that it's paint because Dee Dee brought her paint with her to paint the waterfall. And it's not blood on it, and her daughter is leaving a path for someone to follow and find her.
Pretty good. Smart little kid, I guess.
Brooklyn Prince, our hero.
She is the actress of the movie. Then we get the paramedics.
Back at the office, the paramedics come up in an ambulance, and they're trying to open the door.
Figures, yeah.
This was a pretty good comedy act where they're trying to open the door, but it's the blown off head guy like in the way blocking. Like, just push the fucking door, man. So they're shoving it, and they finally open it. Like, holy shit!
They freak out. They find one survivor. The lady.
It's Margot Martindale, yeah, and they're tending to her, and she's like, But she's trying to say bear.
Scope up to her and she whispers bear. Yeah.
That was stupid.
That was stupid.
She couldn't say bear. She couldn't say bear until she put the stethoscope to her mic, to her mouth, like a mic. Bear. But the one male medic was like walking around, opens up this door because there was a puddle of blood, and sees our favorite teen. Yeah, his decapitated.
Yeah. Followed by the bear then, right? Through the other door.
Comes up on him, he closes the door. The bear knocks the door down on top of him. And the one medic gets Margot out of there, strapped into the ambulance. And
how does he get out of there?
He finds the medic duffel bag, hits the bear in the face with it, so it gets off of the door, and then it sees the duffel bag, think it's a cocaine one, goes after it. He runs and gets into the ambulance, but now it's chasing the ambulance down.
Yeah. Which is one of the better scenes in the movie. Chase them all throughout the woods. Big dramatic leap at the very end because the lady's trying to shoot him. Margot is.
Yeah.
Can't shoot him. He jumps in there and gets them all. Poor Margot gets. I did laugh at Margot.
Her death was crazy.
Yeah, because the bear got in there and was messing everything up, and she just sort of flips out of the ambulance and lands face first onto the road.
Yeah, because she's strapped down into her gurney, flips out, lands face first, and just road rashes her face across, just grinds it down.
Would that kill her? Probably, I guess.
Yeah. The male medic got torn up by the bear and killed, but the female medic who was driving hit a fucking tree in the in everything that was going on and gets ejected and dies, breaks her neck on the ground. So they all die 3 different ways.
That's interesting, yeah. And
my
then
next note
go
here
ahead.
is the teen convinces Eddie to buy a lizard.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
Eddie's just lost without
coping.
Joan. Yeah. Eddie was totally down to hearing all of Stash's stories, and David's like, "You guys got to shut the fuck up."
Shut the fuck up. No, we got to find this gazebo, which they do. At the same time as, or slightly after, our cop finds the gazebo as well with cocaine.
Mr. Bob. Yeah. He made it to the gazebo right before, sees a duffel bag in the window, and tries to get it from
He's up there.
A table. Yeah, and they get there and they're like, "Fuck, you lied. I'm gonna kill you." But Bob's like, "Hey, don't shoot that kid. He's on the roof of the gazebo." And they're like pointing their guns at each other, and there's such a long-winded scene of Bob like trying to get down off of the gazebo. He's like pointing his gun, like, "Give me a second." Okay. They're like, how'd you get up there? He's like, "I jumped from the tree."
I hurt my hip though.
Hurt my hip. So I don't know how to get down.
Just a goofy standoff. Then David makes a run for it. He's like, fuck this. I'm gonna get my gun.
He shoots his hand. Shoots off
two of
his fingers. And the bear starts to come up on the 3 of them.
Uh-oh.
David is in the gazebo. Bob's on top of it. And Stash and Eddie are like face down on the ground listening to Bob's orders. Yeah, and they're just trying to hide when the bear comes up right on top of Eddie and just falls asleep on him.
Yeah, he can breathe though, Eddie, so he's kind of just like muffled under there.
I mean, it's probably not comfortable by any means as a bear lying on you, but
no. So they kind of got this standoff now.
And
Mom finds Olaf.
Olaf, yeah, he comes back. He's I don't know how long he's been in these woods.
Yeah. He's out of his mind too, sad. He gleans on with them though, because they're like, "All right, we're out of here," and he's like, "All right, don't leave me alone."
His character when they stumbled upon him kind of reminded me of it was Birdemic 2 when they stumble back across the hippie in the woods. And he's like, "Hey, remember me?
Yeah,
I lived in the woods.
Now he's a TV show.
A jaguar ate my home, but now I have a TV show and a wife."
That guy rules, yeah.
Remember me from the 2 minutes in the first film? My house burned down and a jaguar ate it, but
he was the Lorax, right?
He was the Lorax, yeah, exactly. And so yeah, he's gonna follow them because he actually knows the way to the bear cave supposedly as well.
Yeah.
So they're gonna see if Dee Dee's in there.
Seems likely.
Back
at the standoff, Cocaine Bear wakes up, does some more cocaine.
Does a lot more cocaine. Because it's asleep and they're like, "Well, let's see if it's dead." David comes over to like listen to see if it's breathing or anything. And as he does, one of the bags of cocaine falls out of his jacket or something, out of his pants. And the bear smells it, gets up, eats the bag of coke, gets high, and almost starts killing Eddie when Bob has the duffel bag of more coke and opens them up and sprinkles it down. Yeah, it's a cocaine Christmas.
Interesting shot there. And then he throws one off to get the bear out of there.
Mm-hmm. And
run because there's a big standoff. They finally agree to like a sort of truce in the midst of this Mexican standoff. But then he gets shot anyways, Mr. Bob.
Yeah, because David wants the bag. Bob won't give it to him. I did like the camera work in the Mexican standoff where they're both pointing the guns from up and down. But yeah, Bob is shot by a rifle from Sid.
Ray Liotta, he's sniping.
He made it into the woods. He's there to get his cocaine. He has to get it. He has to get as much as he can. And they run into Sid because they don't know who shot him. They're like, "David, what did you do?" He's like, "I didn't shoot him." But they get out of there. They run into Sid, and he tells them they need all that remaining coke. So they're looking
go after it.
And Sid comes to Bob to get the cocaine, and all the cocaine's gone. He's like, "The bear took it.
If you want."
But then Reba shows up to save Bob.
Except departed twist. She's a dirty cop.
Fucking dirty cops. She's been working with Sid the whole time.
Even though she took care of his dog and brought the dog.
She brought the dog, yeah. But we lose Bob. I was kind of sad that Bob died on that gazebo rooftop.
Yeah. You got the last laugh, though, because they're going at an apex predator.
I guess it's true.
Is cocaine bears, because there's little tiny bear cubs.
They were super cute. The bear
They were
cubs
very
were
cute.
CGI'd better than the fucking real bear was.
They were. Easier to make them cuter. But where are they at? They're in the cave, right?
Yeah, Mom and Henry make it into the cave. They find the cubs also high on cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And they find Dee Dee. Dee Dee's been hiding in the cave. She did hurt her leg real bad, but she tourniqueted it off and everything too.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
And then, yeah, and she was just hanging out with these little cubs.
And they make their way through the back of the cave. There's another entrance at the back. And when they get there, it's the waterfall. They're behind the secret falls.
The ones they wanted to paint the whole time. How serendipitous.
So it's what they wanted to see as a family. And so...
But so are the bad guys are here now, too.
Yeah, well, they don't know a way down. It was light, but now it's nighttime. And yes, Sid and the gang are still looking for cocaine. He finds the one bag in the den, but he is not happy with just one bag. Needs them all. And Reba's like, I'm leaving if you're this selfish. And she's about to walk away. Sid cocks his rifle at her. And David, the real hero, stands right in the way of the path of the bullet.
Good job, Ice Cube.
Reba's able to walk out of there and survive. And he doesn't shoot David.
No, they're pissed, though.
He's very pissed.
They keep going.
Sid makes it to the waterfall, too. And he sees the mom and the kids there, threatens to kill them if they leave.
Yeah, the cubs are, like, attacking him, and he's, like, kicking them and stuff.
I did not like the scene of him gun-butting the bear cubs. It made it hurt. I was like, no.
They were coke heads.
They were on coke, but still, I'm totally fine if you fight this giant CGI bear. But even though they are CGI, it hurt me a little bit to see him hit the bears in the head with the butt of his gun.
Yeah.
But
I feel you.
He tells the mom and kids that he's going to kill them if they leave too, because they'll say whatever, even though they say they won't.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees a bag hanging right above him from a branch. And he makes Eddie and David try and grab it off the waterfall, even though it's stuck.
But they won't.
They won't. I mean, they try for a little bit, but then they're like, this is too dangerous. They turn.
Put their gun down.
Mm-hmm. They're not going to give up the coke. He's not giving up the coke for the safety of his own son, Eddie.
Yeah, so they heroically flee the scene.
They jump off the waterfall to the water below. And this is when the bear starts to come down overhead, too, to protect its cubs.
Yeah. But Leota gets him.
He does. He shoots it a couple times, knocks it off the ledge. But as it's not dead. Because
I think it died.
You think it died?
Yeah, and then like it gets revived here by the cocaine that falls.
So he's trying to grab the bag of coke again that's hanging from the branch. And as he grabs the duffel bag, one bag of coke falls down, hits the ledge where the bear fell, and all that dust comes. It was a pretty cool, like, animated shot of like the dust as it breathes in, come up through its nostrils.
Yeah, and then like Jesus, it's revived. Gets Ray Liotta then. Comes back. The bear.
I don't know.
Cubs help.
I don't know how, but Ray Liotta is now being hung by the straps of the duffel bag. He's just strangling to death.
They slice his intestines out. They eat his intestines in front of him.
This was the most gruesome death, maybe besides the road rash face thing. That one was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But cuts a hole through his digestive tract, and he falls from being hung, and the cubs are just slurping up his intestines like noodles.
Yeah.
And
in the river, they all jumped in the river at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Mom and kids are safe.
For Eddie and Ice Cube. Ice Cube, who got shot inadvertently at one point. He's like, I'm fucking dying, man.
Yeah, he got
all that stuff. He got tagged.
He got grazed with a bullet like right on his neck. And he's like bleeding out. But the mom, who's a nurse.
She's a nurse. She comes over. She saves the day. He's fine. They all get pulled out.
There were some kind words as they like finished their game of 20 questions too.
Yeah, he's like, I knew it was Joni, I just didn't want to say it, etc. But it was like, he's like, these are my last words kind of deal. And then the mom's like, no, you're fine.
Well, she didn't say that.
It was like, he was fine.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, you do, but not at the moment.
I think that's part of the comedy of it.
In the morning, you see Reba, Eddie, and the mom and the kids in the parking lot. They're all going their separate ways. Reba opens up the door, lets the little Shih Tzu Rosette out of her car, and the little dog runs right to Eddie.
Who needs something in his life.
Yeah,
maybe so
he loads it up into his truck, and that's when you see David sitting there. I thought David died, to be honest.
I didn't. There's no way.
Because he wasn't there with Eddie. But he's alive too, and now they have a dog coming home with them, and the mom and kids are walking home as the cops drive by. And in quotes on the screen, you say, authorities never recovered any of Andrew Thornton's dump bags of cocaine. As far as anyone knows, they're still in the forest to this day. And kind of like the very beginning of the movie, kind of bookending it, you get to see another couple. Their names are like Steven and Carol or something. You don't ever see their faces, but they're recording on like a camcorder, and they see the bears with the cubs and like, oh my God, how cute.
It's like the Goosebumps ending. Yeah.
Yeah, it is like the Goosebumps ending.
It's a little sneak peek.
They pan away, and then as the camera comes back onto them, the coked out bears are staring into the camera once more, and it cuts to black. That's the end of Cocaine Bear. Except there is a quick after credit scene where Stash is still alive too. He was able to get out of there, and he's got a whole bag of cocaine, a whole duffel bag
to sell,
and he's hitchhiking. And a truck picks him up. It's like a truck that had like a bunch of sheep in the back of it. He throws the duffel bag into the bed of the truck and gets into it. And then he's like, wait, stop. Goes back out of the truck, grabs the duffel bag and stares at the sheep like very concerned. And then gets back into the truck. Sequel, cocaine sheep. Nice. But that is the end of Cocaine Bear.
Nice. We can keep this pace up. Let's speed through our QR&R so we can get out of here.
Well, I got a lot of quotes.
Ooh, I have 3.
You only have 3?
3. I only have 3.
11. I have 17.
Oh, Brandon. Okay.
Classic me.
Should we wait 5 seconds though?
No.
We have to do our movie thing at the end.
Oh shit! Yeah, we do. When we don't have to pause, it always concerns me.
Yeah. Well,
we'll get into our quiz. You do all of yours, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Okay.
Movie.
Thanks for keeping me on there. I would have just blown right through.
So my first quote right here, where we're at here, is from the little boy after witnessing the man get mauled and his arm falls off. He's like kind of shocked. He goes, "That's the kind of thing that sticks with a man forever."
That was funny. Did you hear him scream? I'd love to not remember that.
Yeah.
That was one of mine. It was kind of like profound, but also very funny.
He's shocked. One is from when they're playing 20 questions, and he just goes, "Is it bigger than a bread box?" Which is a funny classic question for 20 questions.
And that's another one of mine because I'm going to finish. And he goes, "Yes, woo!" And he goes, "Well, is it Abraham Lincoln?" He's like, "What? No! Start broad, narrow it down, man.
Yeah.
Start broad,
we know what he's doing now."
Yeah.
And then my last one is from Ray Liotta, and he says, "You got sand in your pussies."
I almost took
getting the cocaine back.
I almost took that, but I didn't.
And that's it for me. So
okay,
tee off, Brandon.
2 of mine, so I got 15. And you'd be proud. I only took 4 from IMDb, so.
And 0 from you, I imagine.
And 0 from me. Wow. And 0 from Seth. And one of them's from Seth. He said, "Bleh."
Okay, nice.
My first one is when you get to see Sid. He's talking with David at like this Chuck E. Cheese-esque place. And the little kid, Gabe, he's like, "Grandpa Sid, watch this. and then the kid just falls into the ball pit, and Sid just so ashamed that he's watching his grandkid goes, "Yeah, that's great."
Classic
Just
Guardian move.
watch this. This is when you get to see David meet Eddie in the bar, and he's all sad and crying in there, and they talk for a little bit, and then he sees him eating this pasta, and he's like, "I'll take the penne, please," to the waitress, and he talks to Eddie. He's like, "Does it come with chicken or?" And he's like, "It's just plain, man."
That's funny. I laughed at that.
He just ordered plain penne noodles.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Next, this is Jesse Tyler Ferguson talking to the park ranger Margot Martindale, and he just goes, "You got a dusty beaver here, Ranger," and she goes, "Well, I'm working on that."
Gross.
Which was a big sexual innuendo thing, but I laughed.
Yeah, I had a neighbor. I think I told that who used to call vaginas beaver.
Yeah. This is Dee Dee and Henry talking when they find the coke out there, and Henry's trying to be all cool to her and saying he's done cocaine before, and he's like, "Oh, I did it with Falk," and she's like, he's like, "I did it after church with Falk," and he's like, "Falk does not do cocaine after church," and he's like, "Well, have you ever hung out with Falk?" She's like, "No, he's a pervert."
Yeah, so you wouldn't know.
And I was like, is Falk a grown up or is he a kid?
He's definitely a kid.
He's a kid but also a pervert of a kid.
Exactly. They can be.
This is them talking in the car, Eddie and David, and Eddie just goes, "Sometimes I think he did it to her," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Joni died of cancer." He's like, "Yeah, I think he gave her the cancer."
That's not how that works.
He's like, "It was stress, man."
Cancer.
When the park rangers go with the mom out, and she's like, "You have a gun?" She's like, "Park rangers are peace officers, which means we can shoot people. The force can be a dangerous place. That gang of pubes are dangerous." It's like, pubes?
That's good, yeah. Great dialogue.
This is one that said like 3 times in the movie, but it's David going, "I loved this fucking jersey, man."
I love the jersey. I just got these sneakers.
I love this jersey. Fuck my jersey.
Poor David. And his fingers.
This is when David beats up all the teens in the bathroom, and he wakes up Stash, and he's trying to get him to show, and he's like, Stash, like, "We hid it under a gazebo. Going back for it later tonight." And David's like, "A gazebo?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a pavilion type structure." He's like, "I know what the fuck a gazebo is." And Eddie's sitting in the background. He's like, "Well, I didn't, so thanks."
Yeah. He was always on the kid's side.
When apparently one of the guys' names was Ponytail, one of the teens, but when Ranger Liz, after she gets mauled, goes back to the office, and Ponytail goes, "You're going to shoot him?" And she goes, "Hell yes, I'm going to shoot him. He took a bite out of my ass." And Ponytail, thinking it's David, goes, "What's wrong with this guy?"
Yeah. That's funny.
Did you hear him scream? Yep. Is it bigger than a bread box? Yep. When the medics come and they open the door and they see the guy's brains blown out, the girl medic goes, "You said they called in a concussion." It's just blood and guts everywhere.
Jinjo keeps opening my door.
I heard that time. He's so smart.
Get out of here, Jinjo. Come here.
This is them talking about how Eddie should get a lizard. And fucking Stash goes, "Man, lizards are good listeners, but people are good at hearing."
Yeah, that was dumb.
It was awesome. When the bear falls asleep on Eddie, he's like, "The bear's a girl." And he's like, "Oh, well, how the hell do you know that?" He's like, "Because its vagina's on my ear."
Yeah.
All muffled. When he gets shot in the hand, when David gets shot in the hand, he raises up his hand, and the 2 fingers he's missing are his middle finger and his pinky.
Yeah.
He's like, "How the fuck did he take those 2 fingers off? They're not even next to each other."
His ring finger, too.
My penultimate quote here is when Reba shows up and she's yelling at Sid and whatnot. And Bob is up there and she's like, well, I brought the dog with it. And Sid's like, you left a dog in the car? And Eddie just goes, you left my son in St. Louis.
Yeah, he's watching TV.
And my last one, this was an IMDb quote that I had to take down because the quote from IMDb is from the bear and it just says, "Rawr."
Great quote.
Rawr.
Good quote.
All caps ROWR exclamation rawr.
Rawr. Yeah.
It's like, you don't need to put that in there.
And Seth said blah too.
And Seth said bless. So that's our 18 quotes today.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep this train a-moving. That means it's ratings time.
Tomato meter?
I am asking tomato meter.
I think this was pretty well received. I think it's going to say 70%. 70% is my guess.
That's critics. It's you're very close. It's a 67.
Okay. Yeah, 3 off. Okay.
3 off. Audiences?
I think the people are going to say 80.
Well, the people's guess is a little further off. It's 71.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, I should have guessed my original then.
Very close. And then IMDb. IMDb Matoxcar.
I mean, this has got to be like a 5.2, 5.3. It can't be that. 5.3.
53?
Yeah.
It's 54!
Ooh, I knew it was. I'm locked in.
Dude.
Cracked in.
You're cracked in. You got that scope on that sniper.
And I'm tired.
You're so close. Seth has his scope, looking for local MILFs in the area. That was a good convo.
That was a weird one.
And audience score out of 10.
5.9.
6.0.
Oh, I was gonna guess that.
You had 2 one-offs. You had
this might be my best showing.
And a 9. 1, 2, 5.
I think I do better without Seth.
14 off on all 4 of them total.
Wow.
That's an average of 3.5. And your budgets were good too, actually.
Exactly.
There was only one that was the US and Canada was a little far up by like 20 mil. Other than that, they were all within like 5 million.
I do better without him messing me up with his insane ass guesses.
His mind games.
Yeah.
So critics gave it a 54 and a 67 for an average of 60.5. Audiences gave it a 60 and a 71 for an average of a 65.5. What are you giving this film?
I'm going to give it a 4.8, I think. I think it's a pretty bang average movie.
Yeah.
I think there's some good performances, which is why I think I bumped it up. I was going to come into this episode with like a 3 point something, but I think I've recognized it enough to be in the 4s, I think. That's where I'm going to slate it. Nothing special, but I mean, it's pretty fine.
Yeah. I was wrapping my head around this because I was like, I was expecting something dog shit until I did my research and I saw that people kind of liked it. And I was like, okay, I'm a little excited for this. And then I saw it and I was like, okay, I was not blown away.
Who knows? Yeah.
I was not blown away. I did not hate it. It's definitely middle of the road. Marina was like, will it change your score if I tell you that Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell love this movie? I was like, that will not change my mind, Marina. But I think I'm a 5.9.
Okay, sounds about right from our discussion.
There are, like you said, some good performances. There is some good humor. There is some good gore if you're looking for that. There is a lot of potential in this film that a kind of rookie director in Elizabeth Banks could not capitalize on as much as she should have.
Sure, that's fair.
Although I think the peak of this film is probably at most like an 8, just based on what it all is. So. But I think a 5.9. There's definitely things to improve. You and I could have definitely improved on it. They should have had us in the editing room and the creative board, but that's what we got. So 4.7, you said, or 4.8? What were you?
4.8, yeah.
4.8 and 5.9.
And then what are the critics saying?
I've got 3 critics speaking about it. The first one is Richard Roper at the Chicago Sun-Times. Big Roper, I hardly know her. He said wildly entertaining and darkly
Wildly.
hilarious B-movie bloodfest and genuinely well-crafted horror. 3 out of 4 stars.
Okay. I don't think it was well-crafted horror necessarily, even though it was in that sort of vein. But that's fine.
I did think it was wildly entertaining. I had a
Pretty
good
wild,
time
it could be entertaining.
watching it. I never like sat there and felt bored or hated it.
It entered my pain.
It's 95 minutes. It's an easy watch.
Yeah.
Next is by Nicholas Barber at
Hardly know her.
BBC. You are so correct. You are barbing and roping these women.
Yeah.
At BBC, Nicholas says, instead of showing us the moment when the title character discovered and ingested the drugs, the film keeps introducing more and more characters who could have been in the first draft of a Coen Brothers script. Which
I thought, some quirk. Yeah.
Coen Brothers are so they could have ran with this.
That'd been fun. They would have called it something like a ballad in the forest or something though.
I do think there might have been just a touch too many characters. It didn't take away too much from it, but if they added like even like 1 or 2 more, it would have been
It was a good amount.
Yeah, too heavy. And my last one is a returning critic, Mark Kermode at The Observer. Mark Kermode the Frog here.
Yes.
Kermode the Frog here. He says it may not be Grizzly Man, it may not be Grizzly Man meets Scarface, but it leaves snakes on a plane standing on the runway. 3 out of 5 stars.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's fair.
Fair ball.
And last, we've got some user reviews.
Pump it.
Would you like to hear them?
I would, Brandon.
Okay. Then I will give them to you.
Good deal.
Lucas. First one is by in all caps Kool-Aid Bro.
Oh, this guy.
March 7th, 2023. These are all from 2023.
Makes sense.
Because it's 3 months old. He says, it is Bear that wanted a break from depression and turns to drugs. Not just any drug can satisfy Bear. The yayo, the white, snowy, sweet cocaine is what put the hooks into our hero, who is now trying to feed their addiction and along the way meets people who don't see the bear as a need, but instead see it as a monster because it's different from them. But had they truly looked, they would have seen this poor soul just looking for what we all want. Even deep down, buried in the deepest parts of the most evil of hearts, want nothing more than to live, laugh, love. Unfortunately, our hero has taken a dark journey into being ... cocaine bear. 10 out of 10.
Meme review. Yeah, meme review, kind of.
They just didn't get the bear. You're struggling with addiction.
That'd be a good movie.
Next is by Snoopy Style.
Seth.
March 18th, 2023. Seth says, this is mildly humorous at sporadic times. I don't think the gruesome, bloody killings are conducive to the comedy. At least they should be more stupider and more unrealistic in order for them to be jokes. On the other hand, it is intriguing to see the bear killing these people. This is basically a stupid idea pitch turned into a skit comedy. And it's a really dumb idea, and it needs a lot of brain power to turn it into a great movie. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, kind of what you were saying. Right down.
Yeah. Score right next to mine. Seth, good job today. Oh, bad. God, Seth, don't say that. Joke's on you guys. You thought Seth was here the whole time.
He's waiting to crack that one off.
Seth's been sitting here silent just to play that joke off this whole time.
Perv. Jinjo, stop opening the door. God damn you.
Jinjo loves opening the door. He just wants to be near you.
And then he leaves right away.
Next is by Lee Eisenberg.
Right out of The Office.
He writes for The Office. It's crazy. February 28th, 2023. My old roommate Hunter Hash's not birthday, but that's when he celebrates it because he's a leap year baby. Lee Eisenberg says, if you hear that the actress who who played Effie in the Hunger Games movies, has directed a flick in which a forest animal goes on a coked-up rampage. You'll probably think that there's some sort of joke going around. Well, fear not. Elizabeth Banks's Cocaine Bear knows exactly what kind of movie it is, and then some. In addition to the plot, loosely based on a real incident, we get some references to 80s pop culture, as well as the era's drug scare. This, plus the miniseries Blackbird, jointly constituted an outstanding end to Ray Liotta's career. In conclusion, the odds were definitely in Elizabeth Banks's favor. 9 out of 10.
Hunger Games fan, weird.
Writer of The Office, big Hunger Games fan. Now we
Always
know.
was.
Did you watch or read any of those?
Yeah, I liked them. I'm a fan.
Did you read all of them and watch
Read
all
the
of them?
first and watched the first 3 or something.
Okay. I read the first and watched the first 3.
Nice. Twins.
Twinsies in our gray
They're
shirts
solid.
together.
Yeah.
I didn't like when they got to the thirds, the Mockingjays, because then it's not about the games and it's all about overthrowing the capitalistic thing. And I was like,
That's life, baby.
it is, but it's like I just want to see these fucking games.
You want another series, yeah.
I do really enjoy the first Hunger Games. I actually thought it was quite well done. That started like the Jennifer Lawrence craze.
And Winter's Bone.
I was gonna say that's even though it's post her first Oscar nom, but. Next review is by one of Seth's favorites that he's put in his phone before, Unique Particle.
Okay.
February 24th, 2023. Unique Particle says, this movie was bonkers of fun. I saw a little after 5 p.m. Thursday and was wildly entertained. I took a THC gummy to the movie. Otherwise, I would have reviewed right after. Plenty of shock value. Hilarious behavior, brutal, solid dialogue. The bear madness was insane, and the cinematography was incredibly done. I absolutely loved Cocaine Bear. I'll want to own it when available. Come on, my reviews isn't that bad, and the movie is great fun. I have autism, and I intend to enjoy more cinema than most. Besides, I was anticipating Cocaine Bear for at least a year. I wasn't disappointed at all. 10 out of 10.
Wow. No wonder why Seth likes them.
Because of the THC gummies, or because of
kindred spirits?
Because of said coke or autism.
Yeah, they're kindred spirits.
But he doesn't like the little songbird.
Yeah. Too similar.
Too similar. Next is by Jordan2240. Woo. On March 3rd, 2023.
Hooray.
They say, I figured with a title this stupid, it had to be entertaining. I was wrong. Other than a few good gore scenes, which is why I scored above a 1, this thing is horrible. I think I might have chuckled once, which perhaps garners half a star. But other than that, I didn't find any comedy in this at all. You'll laugh harder watching Goodfellas, one of Liotta's decent works. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought that was maybe more where I was at. That's maybe my floor.
I got some good laughs out of it, but they said Goodfellas was one of Liotta's decent works.
It's probably the word.
It is, yeah, the work. Penultimate review. By Just Watch and Smile.
Okay.
March 15th, 2023, they say, I haven't watched a movie so bad in many, many months. I gave up 1 hour and 10 minutes through as it was just stupid. They did not watch and smile. I gave up 1 hour and 10 minutes through as it was just stupid. Story and script are very, very bad. Feels like it was written by a high school student for a play, yet as a rough copy, which somehow ended up as a movie. It is that bad. It was not funny at all. There was no ha-ha moments. It was just gross in a way it was set up. Acting. I've seen some of these actors in other movies. Just bad job all around. The movie is bland. The movie is not funny. It is not scary in any way. Horrible story that just stupid and not funny in any way.
Didn't like it.
Just stupid. Bad acting. 1 out of 10.
Not smiling.
I love that they watched an hour and 10 of this and then gave up.
Yeah. Didn't make it.
Girl, you got 20 minutes left. Like,
At dinner.
yeah, she had plans. She had to.
She did.
It was too long. That's why she didn't want to watch the end of it. She was looking for a 70-minute movie.
Well, aren't we all?
She was just running late. That's why. It's always like Seth. He's always 20 minutes late.
Can't get the end of it.
And my ultimate review today is by Gabe the
Finale.
Dinosaur.
Ooh.
February 25th, 2023. I put 203. So
Probably
very early. Yeah. Gabe the Dinosaur says the bear was absolutely hilarious and wild, but I can't believe it was a female bear who was high on cocaine and her cubs were high on cocaine too. Every hiker or tourist that sees an animal high on cocaine is literally hecked up. Elizabeth Banks did a lot of research on the bear and people who saw what happened and the people who saw what happened when the bear was high on cocaine. And the men who tried to get the cocaine somehow figured it out. Bear likes cocaine, so leave it be and let bears have all the cocaine fun. I hope to see an unrated version of Cocaine Bear and maybe even see some real bear footage of people who saw the bear high on cocaine. 10 out of 10.
The one that died within minutes. Just a moron. Good interview.
Gave the dinosaur. I think it's a child because they said it was literally hecked up. Like, I can't curse on here.
A dumb adult, yeah.
It could be a dumb adult, but that is going to end it this week. Are you recommending Cocaine Bear?
I don't think so. Because I think people come to me for their eclectic artsy movies, and I think this is not that. So I'm going to say no.
I was wrapping my brain around this because this is like very close to like the recommend, not recommend border. Oh, God. Why not? I'll recommend it. It was at least fun, and it's
You only live once.
A short, easy watch. Live, laugh, love. It's a short, easy watch. So that is going to end it this week. Thank you, Lucas.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Bears.
Thanks, Cocaine.
Thanks, Cocaine. Thanks, Mom. Mother's Day. Thanks, Mom.
Reagan. What's on the docket for next week?
So next week is a birthday episode.
Oh, shit. Is it Marine Bear?
It's for Alex.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
And I've almost got the script ready. Well,
she
her
might
birthday.
Change it still.
What? I finished the whole script.
No.
Okay. Because you're like, it's definitely this. So I wrote the script. We have to do hers a week before.
That's right, for Space
The week
Month.
before, because it would fall in Space Month, and she definitely does not want to do a sci-fi space film if I know Alex. So.
Yeah.
So she picked. What did she pick?
Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
That seems like right down her alley.
Her Alex.
Oh, nice. It was almost What Happens in Vegas, the 2008 Ashton Kutcher Cameron Diaz comedy.
Almost.
So Alex from 50 Shades making her return from Without a Paddle. It's been a while.
She'll be back.
She was supposed to be on Good Luck Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
But
didn't end up. I think she was busy or something.
She was busy, but that's okay. We'll get her on
back
for her birthday episode. We'll have fun with it. Hopefully Seth's here. Probably not Devon, but we'll see.
Until then.
And with that, send us some recipes.
The douche. An informal ending.
Send me some recipes.
Gadoosh. All right.
Although it was the end of the bracket. Seth and I ended it with, "Do you have to? Do you have to? You have to let it," and we just cut it right there.
You bastards.
Damn, we got it in 1:49.
Yeah. Now I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up at 4:30 or some shit.
I gotta get up at 6:15, so I'm not that far off from you. But I gotta stay up for at least another hour and a half and edit now. So.
Or do it tomorrow.
Well, I work 10 hours tomorrow until 7, so.
I would do it till Tuesday.
No, I can't do it Tuesday. I work till 7 on Tuesday, 10 hours.
Well, then you're a saint.
I gotta get
You're a
it.
saint.
Hey, thanks.
Love you, Brandon.
Love you.
Happy Cocaine Day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Cocaine to you.
Cocaine.